Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. I know I had a little bounce in the beginning. The last line, the computer bounced. So better that I bounce than the computer, right? Jeffrey Ripecolor. Hi, Aries. This is your reading for the month of July. And my little pre-message is be very directed with your energy, because it's easy, like, so think of it as a fire, okay? You're Aries, so that's why I thought it was a fire. It's like if I give my energy here and here and here and here, it's like nothing really, it's not strong enough. It needs to be directed, and contained, contained and focused, contained and focused. That's the message. Contained and focused of your own personal energy. So that means, oh, if you keep on trying this with this person and they never answer your phone call, forget them. If you keep on, if you, let's say you're working on a business thing and there's one aspect of it, like, it just keeps on, like, forget it. Concentrate on what's working and put your focus there, right? Because that'll grow. Because, once you make a fire that's really strong, like, then you could take it out and distribute it, so to speak. All right. Then after this, I'm having lunch. I think July is going to be a really good month for everyone. I just do. I just have a good feeling about July. It's nice. I mean, overall, of course, it's going to be, something, but all right. Hmm. 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 I like to make a noise and not show you the cards. It gives me a kick. I get a kick out of it. Like, I want to know what the cards say. Okay. So we begin with the four, and I was thinking of the four. I was thinking of the four as I'm shuffling. Four Swords. Four Swords is really about contemplation, meditation, blah, blah, blah. It's also about stabilizing one's thought. It's really about, like, sitting still for a while and saying, what am I going to form? What am I going to build? Right? What am I going to build? All right. Then I have the Six of Swords. And I just did the Leo reading, and the Leo reading had a lot of swords as well. So sometimes the elements have similar readings. Yeah, I think it's about thought. So look, they're going from turbulent waters into smooth waters. I have to leave behind certain thoughts. I have to persevere with what works. Because sometimes it's like I start thinking about this, and it's just like, and it's like, the things that are clear, I need to go after, right? And that's going to satisfy me emotionally, right? That's going to be satisfying to do the things that are working in my life, and to think about the things that are, moving toward the future, right? Moving toward the future. Maybe in a meditation, it's time to it's time to let go of things in the past that were, that bothered me, that were under my skin, that were in my way, that felt unstable. Yeah. And it's like, well, how do I balance the past? This is weird, not weird, but I get a different. How do I balance all that turbulence with the newness that's coming in? How am I going to balance that? Actually, it might be balanced for you. Maybe it's time to let go of some stuff. Maybe it's time to transform that energy of turbulence, tumultuousness, um, unsurety. It's like it was an experience. I got something from the experience. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. It's time to transform this and go toward the light. It's time to, maybe it's in meditation, right? Contemplation, organization of thought. That it's like, I'm going away from this. I'm going away from things that don't work anymore, and I'm going toward new things, right? I'm going toward new things, and I'm allowing my thoughts and my feelings and my experiences to transform me into abundance, nourishment, joy, clear thinking, clear thinking. So I could be more stable, so that I can be happier, more in a state of celebration, more in a state of comfort. Comfort. Oh, this is going to be quite a little transformation for you, darlings. The Hanged Man. Really interesting. This is about giving something up. It's about a self-sacrifice. I'm going to let go of, I think I'm going to let go of the past. I think I'm going to let go of habits from the past, thoughts from the past. I'm going to let the light shine, but I have to sit still for a while. I have to sit still for a while and really, really sit and contemplate what it is that I don't want, what it is that I'm going after, what it is that I think it's really, to me, it's this whole reading in a certain way feels like this sense of, I don't know, how do I say it? Reforming these past sort of injustices or experiences or turmoil into I think you're going to get real clarity here. And it's like a shedding of the past. It's like a shedding of the way you used to think. Really interesting. Because the Hangman and I have the strength to do it. I have the strength to do it. I'm really going to allow Spirit to guide me into the way of seeing this in a new way and taming my anger so that I can have that fire directed in the right place, in the right place, and to have a fire in the past is kind of weird, right? It's like I had all this, anger, angst, turmoil from the past, and it's like still hanging on to it. It's time to like kill it. Hanging on to it is just, it's keeping me in this state of like trying to juggle all this old stuff. And it's like, no, no, no. It's time to let it go, right? And to have new thought and new inspiration, especially in one's mind, through this, through this, through this, and through this, right? And a new sun, like introduce a new sun, a new radiance. And, it's going to take work. And I have to, it's going to take work. I have to let go. It's time to let go of the grief and the sorrow and that pain. It's time to let go because I'm carrying it around, and it's in my way. It's in my way. It's like trying to fit into a certain doorway, and you have this backpack, you know, like poles, and it's like not even the poles aren't even this way in the backpack. They're like that, and it's like try to get through the door. It's like it ain't going to happen. It's time to just drop the burden and move forward into a new light, into a new way of thinking. And it's your choice. It's your choice. Cut it out. Just cut out that old stuff so that a new flash of inspiration, a new understanding can come to you. And the time is now. And the time is now. Wow. Look, sometimes we have problems letting go of these old feelings or thoughts or experiences. Believe me, I understand. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter whether you believe or not, honestly. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Oh, it ain't going to work. Okay, whatever. Tell yourself it's not going to work. Do it anyway. Ask for your higher self. Ask for God. Ask for the angels of healing and of mercy and of light to come and transform your thinking so you can move on into the future and let go of all these things that, maybe look, the reason I'm able to give these readings is because, I lived for years in those kind of energies, right? Years. And, it's like, well, it's like having a chip on your shoulder is not attractive, believe me, because I've lived it, right? I've seen it in other people as well. And it's like, it's just, it doesn't match any outfit. So I think that's what's going on. And it also, it's like, okay, I got it. And it's like, how do I get rid of it? You don't have to do it alone. So it's like whatever ritual you need to do, you need to burn stuff. I was going to say something else. If you need to burn stuff, you need to go to the river, you need to write a letter, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do. I used to write letters. I did this years and years ago. Oh my God. You write a letter towards something or someone that you just want to get rid of the energy. You write the letter, and then you get an envelope and you write God on the envelope. That's who you're sending it to. Or my guardian angel, my higher self, or all three, because, 123 Main Street, whatever. You don't have the right address. You put a stamp on it, you put it in the mail, let it go. It's worked for me, right? Mail, the post office goes, you're here every day. I got a lot to let go of. I couldn't carry all those letters at once. I would go to the river. When I lived in New York, I lived really close to the river. So it's really weird that Mexico City is such a major city and there's no river. It used to be a lake. But there's no river, which I'm okay with. I mean, for right now, I am. Whatever it takes. You need to go up to the roof and do whatever. Make it fun. Make it fun. Might as well make it fun, right? Light some incense in the house with candles. Get some fruit, whatever. Make it up. Make it up. It's fine. It's the intent. The intent is what it's all about. It's not about, oh, well, I have to wear white or I have to be naked or, no, you don't. No, you don't. Unless it works for you. If it works for you, then that's what you should do. But, it doesn't have to be this whole, just make it your own ritual, right? Make it your own ritual. Because then it makes it really more personal and it makes it more, I don't know, I think it makes it more powerful in a way. And, it's not about sitting and complaining and, keeping the embers burning. See what I'm saying? It's not about keeping those embers burning. It's not about that at all. It's about this directed, just sort of like the glyph of Aries. You know, the glyph of Aries is two horns coming to a point, and it's like get it very pointed, like not, oh, I'm going to let these old embers of anger and resentment and disappointment and still burn because, you know, that makes me, makes you what? It makes you living in the past is what it makes you. All right. That's my message. July. Blessings.